Okay, this is part 229, line 20A, NASA Genesis Spacecraft Navigation System Fraction Conversion 5G Wow Seti. So there's the alien signal, and there's the math equation from it. So I Googled this number here. Okay, hold on, my camera's blurry. Okay, so I Googled Genesis Navigation System NASA, and this came up. Genesis search for origins, mission facts, JPL NASA. To do so, the Genesis navigation team calls upon the giant dishes of NASA's deep chemical defense systems, perform nuclear biological chemical survivable. And here's a picture of the NASA Genesis spacecraft. In quotes, the Genesis mission was launched in August of 2001 to capture samples from the storehouse of 99% of all the material in our solar system, the Sun. The sample of solar wind particles collected on ultra-pure wafers of gold, sapphire, silicon, and diamond will be returned for analysis by Earthbound scientists. The samples Genesis will provide will supply scientists with vital information on the composition of the Sun and will shed light on the origins of our solar system. Genesis has been way out there collecting samples from space for a long time, said Genesis project manager Don Sweetnam of NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, Pasadena, California. Saturday, we brushed past Earth just beyond the Moon's orbit. On September 6th, we will again approach Earth at lunar distance, but this time we are going to come on in carrying NASA's first samples from space since Apollo 17 carried the last moon rocks back in December of 1972. And that's at www.nasa.gov. So here's a PDF that came up. Genesis' main goal is to probe the mystery of oxygen in the solar system, instruments and navigation, activities necessary to determine correct genesis. Quotes, we found that Earth, the Moon, as well as Martian and other meteorites, which are samples of asteroids, have a lower concentration of the O-16 than does the Sun. Quotes, the air on Earth contains 3 different kinds of oxygen atoms, which are differentiated by the number of neutrons they contain. Nearly 100% of oxygen atoms in the solar system are composed of 0-16. But there are also tiny amounts of more exotic oxygen isotopes called 0-17 and 0-18. Researchers studying the oxygen of Genesis samples found that the percentage of 0-16 in the Sun is slightly higher than on Earth or on other terrestrial planets. The other isotopes' percentages were slightly lower. Quotes, fraction to decimal conversion tables came up earlier. Important note, any span of numbers that is underlined signifies that those numbers are repeated. For example, 0.09 signifies 0.090909. Only fractions and lowest terms are listed. For instance, to find 2/8, first simplify it to 1/4, then search for it in the table below. Need to convert a repeating decimal to a fraction? Follow these examples. Note the following pattern for repeating decimals is 0.22222222 equals 2 to the 9. So January 9, 2012, 1:59 a.m. mymath.org. My thoughts. The words warning, violation come up in this sequence, as well as security breach. Okay, so we'll go on to the next video.